the upper left, we've got our Protoss player playing better so far than anyone else today. He is
MVP Super.
Super, more like super duper.
Super duper trooper.
No, not like that at all. In the bottom right, we've got our Zerg player. I thought was the favorite. I guess I was wrong. At least so far, he is.
SK Telecom T1 Sue.
Talk to me, Wolf. How you doing today?
Feeling good. I get to cast two of the best tournaments in the entire world.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Highest level tournament in the entire world, Code S.
Yes.
It's a good feeling, you know. It's like it's my birthday.
it must be my birthday.
That's not my birthday.
I think last time I casted with you, it was on your birthday. Am I wrong about this?
Yes.
Yeah.
That is correct. That is correct. Whoa.
Yeah.
Good memory.
That's Tases for you. He's got the memory of an elephant.
You just don't resemble an elephant in any way.
No.
Except that you don't forget.
If I was an elephant, though, I'd be that one that paints.
With your trunk.
You know elephants mourn the dead? They're dead. They go to the bones. They go to the bones of their dead. They'll go back like years later and like move the bones around.
Yeah, I've noticed this, and I've read a few articles on this. It's actually really interesting. They feel very close to the other elephants in the herd, and they build a relationship that seems to be lasting because they don't forget each other. Once most animals, once their some other herd member dies, they're like, well, he didn't make it, but anyways. But elephants don't seem to be that way.
Elephants, man. Elephants are high ranked on smart animal list.
Yeah. And coolness with that trunk.
And coolness, man.
I can't imagine what life would be like if I had a trunk. If all humans had trunks, like.
Well, I'd leave the computer a lot less if I had a trunk. That's for sure. I would probably be able to get stuff that's like in the kitchen much easier. I would actually. Now, I think a trunk for me would be dangerous, man.
You know, some of those tasks you need somebody to like hold something for you while you use something else to an object. You could just have the trunk there and you use both your other hands for that.
Yeah, man. That would be pretty handy.
It would be very trunk.
I always thought about how awesome it would be to have 4 arms like Goro in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know how sick my macro would be with 3 hands on the keyboard? Wolf?
Yeah, you've got just 2 hands for
tournaments would be banning me, man.
Yeah, they would ban you. They'd actually be like,
they'd have to like handcuff my lower arms and stuff.
Exactly. Have to handcuff 2 of your arms together for you to play.
Yeah.
Tie them behind your back.
That would be rough, man. But then again, if you think about it, Goro had the Ninja Turtle hands. I believe he only had 2 fingers on each hand.
Yeah, that's actually, I think you're right.
You see the Mortal Kombat movie?
Which one?
The first one?
Yeah, but I was so young. I can barely remember it. I just remember Scorpion being cool or something.
The music was good.
Yeah.
That was like the most epic music ever.
I remember, like, when I watched Mortal Kombat, everyone was, all my family was cool with me watching it, but, like, the other kids' families like, oh, I don't know if you can watch that.
I don't know if you can watch that. I heard it's a game where they rip people's hearts out, and I'm like, Mom!
Yeah.
I heard the other one sucked, though. Actually, for all I know, the original Mortal Kombat sucked, too. I actually, like, that's, like, before I'm able to actually form an opinion.
The game, you mean?
No. I mean the movie.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The game was awesome.
Game was definitely awesome.
Game was sick.
No questions there.
By the way, we've got a Stargate here. They're going for 3 bases right now. And just pushing out with the creep tumors. When they're in cross spots like this, they can't really attack into each other. So it's going to be a passive game for the start.
Yeah, it definitely is. And this is what Sue wants. He got his wish both times on Whirlwind. And I wonder what... I mean, the funny thing about these Protoss versus Zergs is they've been kind of playing out the same, except Akalon, which is a special case where you basically get a 3rd base for free for both races, and you have to think about the game in an entirely different way. And the way that he was punished for that was with the Swarm hosts in the previous series, of course, talking about Younghwa. So... even though the map is big and the rush distance is large, we already saw Sue on this very map just do the same aggressive pressure with his Roaches and Hydras, and he could just go for the same thing here.
Yeah, I would be shocked if he does the same thing. We've already seen him play a bunch today. This Overlord's going to get burned. Watch out. I was telling our toast yesterday, that thing the Overlord's flying over looks like those totems in Hearthstone.
Oh, yeah.
The 1/1 flame totem. When I summon that thing, I'm like, damn it.
Yeah, that one's not
I don't want this thing.
Sometimes it can be better than the Wrath of Air totem, though. That one's pretty situational.
Yeah, that is quite... Like your first turn, you get Wrath of Air totem. I'm like, well, I mean, I was really hoping for the taunt totem.
Yeah.
All right, so this Overlord's going to be picked off here.
Yeah, slowly and steadily, painfully.
Now, the Zerg just going to keep pushing out the creep. Roach Warren about to be done, as well as the Evolution Chamber. And again, the Zerg just going to power. In fact, you check for me, Wolf. How many drones is the Zerg on right now?
67 going up to 71 right now.
Wow.
So super
Okay.
powering.
Yeah.
And
he's almost done getting drones then.
he's basically following the same recipe. I mean, you could almost call it a recipe here, what he's doing. He just gets the drones up first. That's step one. Once his economy really starts getting cooking, you can put that to a boil, get the hydrogen out, add the roach point, get roach speed. And when the Protoss's Colossi are dead, that's how you know it's done.
That's how you know it's ready to go. Just sprinkle a few storms in there, and voila.
Yeah, exactly.
Now we have the Phoenixes here. We're just going to clean up a few of these Overlords. Now, the Watchtower in this map, cross spot's very important. Really easy for the Zerg to control, too.
Yeah, it's really easy, especially...
it's not...
I mean, you get those Zerglings on the map. It's super easy to see things coming.
Yeah, yeah. By the way, the Colossi tech is about to start here. He's still doing a good job, actually, cleaning up these drones.
Yeah, he's killed 4 in total, and he's killed a lot of other things, Overlords.
Yeah.
And he's just so careful with his Phoenixes. He's always kill the units, be careful with the Phoenixes, make sure they don't die. You use them later to tank Corruptor shots, kill more Overlords, deny scouting. You see an Overseer come in your base for 2 seconds, you just zoom, go over there and kill it.
Now he's getting Spire here, so Corruptors are going to be in play. Nice job there by him, making sure those probes go back. And, as far as I can tell, we're going to see the exact same, trampling strategy here from Sue.
He's following the recipe, man. It's Protoss souffle.
So the Hydras and Lings going to poke out here.
Yeah, he's poking around here, just making sure that he can deny as much scouting as possible. He would ideally like to catch the Phoenixes. He's not quite able to do so, though, and the Phoenixes do see this coming.
Now, I honestly thought when I saw those Void Rays being made in that last game that there was no way he'd be able to stop a Death Ball of Sue. But he did it last time. Let's see if he can do it again this time. This map is shaped a little bit differently, though. It's the same size as Whirlwind, but the way the path to their base is a little bit simpler.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. We've seen already how a Protoss can fall even in cross positions on this map by trying to play a greedy opening with double forge. Nice pickoffs here again, but this time once more only single forge. He's really just being not so greedy. Instead of putting the gas into double forges, he's getting Void Rays out. He's adding Blink earlier, getting those extra gateways. So really pays off here against this type of style, the very aggressive Sue that we've been seeing game after game.
I mean, the way Sue's playing, you just have to have this perfect army to hold this off early on. Well, not early on, I should say. It's actually like near the end of mid-game, but and we're actually about to see this attack potentially come up here right now. Zerg's nearly maxed out. Super's in the defensive position. Will he be able to hang on?
He's got a good position so far, but the problem is he's got Lings on the main. That's going to distract him a little bit, but they were killed instantly here. The Corruptor's going for the kill. There's no protection for this Colossus or the Void Ray. He has to commit now.
Here we go. And he actually force-fielded that out, but now is going to clean up that Colossus as well as the Void Ray. Attacking again in here. A nice surround for the Zerg.
He needs to pull that Colossus back. Save its DPS for later if he can. Nice micro on those Corruptors. The Colossus is saved here. Does he have enough DPS, though? The Zerg struggling to break through, and the Protoss going to have another Colossus Blink almost done.
106 versus 169 right now. But it does look like Sue should be able to take out this base. The Nexus Cannon does go down, and that will be very helpful. He's got to keep that Colossi alive.
Yeah, the Corruptor's not actually targeting here. They're working with the Phoenixes.
Yeah, which are not
it's not really working for him here.
If he can just control this Colossi well enough, and he's going to get that one Colossi away.
Oh my God,
that was
blink.
So well done. And that Nexus Cannon is still up. Even a pick up there with the Phoenixes. Wow. I mean, Super looking incredible here.
Talking about playing scrappy, he's making a lot work with very little here. The Nexus Cannon's still good. He will actually be able to trade his Stalker down, but he's got to be careful with how much he commits with these Roaches because his drone count, he went up to 70 just like always and hasn't really gone any further here.
Yeah.
Fourth base is up, though, and he did trade reasonably well.
All right, gateways are coming up. Another attack in here.
Yeah, he just wants to trade against this army a few more times.
He never really used the Corruptors properly here.
Yeah, he's again fighting the Phoenixes. The Colossi get their full damage output. Now he sends them over, but it's a bit too late. Will he even get one? I'm not so sure.
He does get that one, but the problem is that he can position this just right, and the Colossi can't really be touched by the Roaches.
This was actually maybe a big overextension by Su, because look at the supply now. I mean, he lost his whole army. He did not need to commit there. He has a 4th base up. Su is almost like addicted to this push, addicted to constantly
Su's doing the same strategy, and I mean, this point in time, it's another game we're seeing him do. You got to think that, eventually, and if I'm Protoss, I'm just going to adjust a few things in my play and hold this off. I can't believe that one Corruptor got away, by the way.
Yeah, 8 hit points left. Luckiest Corruptor alive. And the composition is just getting better and better for Super. He saved most of his Colossi. He has a few Voiders out, going to get a 3rd one even here, and worker count is 67 to 71. Protoss worker count so similar here. And he's basically eliminated the Zerg army time and time again, and he's got a timing where he can move across the map and start swinging.
It's pretty impressive that the Colossi were never fully wiped out. When you do this attack, guys, the Corruptors are supposed to completely eliminate all the Colossi, which puts the Protoss way behind, because they've been incrementing those out the entire game. But instead, he managed to keep 2 alive for most of that, and now he's got 4 Colossi right now, and he's ahead in supply against the Zerg. I mean, what is a Zerg to do right now? By the way, just barely not supply capped. He was supply capped a second ago, Su was.
Yeah.
But this attack here, Super might actually hit a home run with this and force Su to leave the game. I mean,
just compositionally, he has the better army. Roaches, when you look at them, when you look at a supply of a Zerg army, the Roaches look like they're a lot of supply, but they just don't have a lot of range. They're not able to fight against the Colossi. The Corruptor numbers are the key here, and he has 10, but there's 3 Void Rays and 23 Stalkers. Those Corruptors aren't lasting long here.
Yeah, and he's got to really micromanage these if he wants the Corruptors, rather. He wants to do this right. He's blinking away now. Now the Zelts are still sponging up a lot of the damage in the front. Void Rays are going to be shot down here by the Hydras.
Yeah, but the Corruptors need to be targeting those the Colossi. It looks like the Zerg is going to hold. Su managing to stay on, but the Blink Stalker micro is so good, he's trying to push his way through.
He might just barely have enough. I mean, if you look at the supplies here, Protoss is behind, but then you look at what's going on the screen right now. Now there's one more Colossus, but it's not going to be saved in time here. I think it's one of those funny situations where Protoss can keep making Stalkers because they're just ahead enough. If they micro just right, there's not much the Zerg can do.
Yeah.
If Zerg loses this base over here, meanwhile, by the way, Super now taking his own 4th base. I mean, that should be it. It should be GG.
For sure. The last of the Roaches are gone. The Overlords are gone here. You said Su's up in supply, but it doesn't matter if you're making 24 Roaches at a time and your supply is higher than your opponent. If the Roaches aren't hatched, they're not fighting.
Yeah, if they're not there, they're not defending. If they're not defending, then you're losing this game. Stalkers continuing to push forward now. Clean up Roaches and drones. They will, in fact, go push towards the heart of the Zerg base here rather than the 3rd.
He's got a few sentries here he can force field with if he wants to. The game is basically over. Force fields out the drones, and that's lights out. It looks like Super is going to advance 1st place. Who would have thought?
Wow, I know. This has been such a crazy season. A lot of upsets here, but I definitely think we can all agree that Super being the first one to get out of this Codes group is a bit of a surprise. GG. Wow, man.
Wow, indeed.
Super did it.
He gets 1st place in the group. He's got to be happy with that. Taking out some really big names here. And I'm proud of how he held Su's predictable play. I mean, let's say it.
Can this guy go? I mean, he looks fantastic. Su, you can see just digesting that loss right now. Su probably expecting to get out of his group here, especially when he was paired against Super. Super proving him and everybody else wrong in that assumption.
Just a little bit too predictable with his play. I think that was kind of his problem there.
It's not like the strategy's bad, but when you do it every time,
it starts to become like you just sit back and wait for the Roaches.
It's not an invincible, unstoppable, broken strategy because StarCraft's not a crappy game.
Exactly.
So when you're doing that again here against another Protoss all on the same day,
on the same maps, even.
On the same maps. You got to think that Super is going to be prepared, and he was.
Yeah, that's all there's to say. And Super goes through. Really happy for him. That was a really important moment in his career, the farthest he's ever gone.
Yeah, let's see how far he can go in days to come. We'll be right back after this short break. Stay tuned.